Hi friends, I want to show you how we can create a PSA from those voiceover tracks that were recorded in class. So for example, I want to let you know that it's very important to keep all of your assets in one folder. So for example, we're going to use Denise's voiceover. Great, right, Denise? But at least you'll get to see how it's done with your own example. And we want to save, so I put Denise's session file, which is the purple AU, and then the wave file because we exported it as a wave, right? The larger file, so it would be a little more crisp and clear. And then I went to, remember Universal? Well, I went to Universal and I downloaded some pretty cool sounding music that I think will go with the vibe that we're trying to get. So what I've done now is I've put us on multi-track. Again, when I record my voice in the whisper room, I typically use waveform. Denise. And then I record onto this one waveform. Like I said, you can really get in and edit. It's a little better for that sort of really in-depth and zoomed editing. But for now, since we already have that, I am going to go to multi-track and I'm going to put the voiceover on track 1. You can actually go in here and name your tracks if you want. Denise voice. And then that will help you keep everything in line and situated as you grow in all the sound effects and the music beds that you use. For these smaller assignments, I don't necessarily label everything, but you can. So I want to make sure we have Denise's wave file, so I have her folder with all the assets. I'm just going to simply drag it. And there it is. You can see that it's pretty low. So if you remember, I can tell you that just by the waveforms. They're pretty small. So we want to just go ahead and take a listen.
Would it be crazy if you just
and remember that sweet spot is around -9. So I'm going to go ahead and actually let's go highlight it all, which is going to take us into the waveform. Highlight it all. Go up to effects. Remember amplitude and compression. Dynamics processing, and soft limit -12. Mine defaults there. The one for the whisper room should. You can see that expanded the highs and lows. Sounds a little crisper and clearer already. But I'm going to double check.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything?
It's around -15, -18. So I'm going to boost this right here.
What if you left for 2 years?
And I'm going to keep a visual on that yellow.
Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going to...
But you do see that we have now some peaks that could potentially sound like distortion. So I want to go ahead and go up to effects. Amplitude and compression, once again, hard limiter, and we're going to limit that to -6. Apply, and there we go.
Improve their lives, and in the process,
it's on our entire voice track. So we're set to go. Flaws and all, that's okay. We're going to edit that. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Remember, I'm in the waveform, so in the one track, and I want to listen to her best voice work.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going to improve their lives and in the process improved your own? Would that be crazy? Peace Corp. Life is calling. How far will you go? To find out more, visit peacecorp.gov.
So I'm going to delete. I just highlighted it, then I hit the delete button, and I'm going to take the very tail off. And now we can go in there and we can zoom way in, we can zoom out, but this zooming in is where we can get rid of some of the pops, maybe some of the consonant sounds, and even some of the breaths. So
would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month, a year?
And take this breath out because I'm not really sure she takes a breath.
A year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people
Takes a breath there. Let's take that out. So I'm highlighting it with the mouse, and then I'm hitting delete.
Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going
I'm going to take that breath out.
What if you were going to improve their lives and in the process improved your own? Would that be crazy? Would that be crazy? Peace Corp.
Now she says, remember the P is silent. Let's see if we can get rid of that.
Corp. Corp.
I'm kind of flying by the seat right now of my skirt.
Peace Corp. Life is
We could mess around a little bit more and I think make it even less noticeable.
calling. How far will you go? To find out more, visit peacecorp.gov. .gov. Peace Corp.
So I'm highlighting that. I'm lowering the sound.
peacecorp.gov.
It's still there a little bit, but you can kind of get the
Would it be crazy
picture,
if
right?
you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month, a year? What?
Now the other thing to do that's important here is to see how long it is, because we want a 30-second spot.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people think?
Let's go into multi-track. I get rid of this, and I'm going to add the shorter Denise version. So this is the one we just edited. I know that because it's 25 seconds. So 25 seconds is about perfect, because that will give us a little time at the beginning and a little time at the very end to play with some sound. So it's not going to sound really abrupt.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything,
levels
packed
look
your bags,
amazing.
and left?
So now what I'm going to do is just go to that file of Denise's, and I have several items picked out. These happen to be all very long, over a minute and a half to 2.5, 3 minutes. Sometimes you can find, actually most of the time you can find 30 seconds and 60 seconds and then the long version. So let's take a listen here. We're still going to have audio levels a little loud. They're not going to be balanced just yet, but we'll get there.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything?
Okay, I like that. So we might go with this cold open, kind of like when we listen to Matthew McConaughey. So what I'm doing there is I'm putting in keyframes. So it's literally a click of the edit, put it in there, do another one, and I can increase or decrease the audio levels. And that comes in very handy in something like this.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left?
I'm going to move that just a little bit. So I'm grabbing it, I'm moving it. I kind of want the packed your bags and left. Let's see how this sounds.
Just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week.
I like that. I like that a lot. But now it's still pretty high in the volume area. In fact, I could probably turn down the decibels.
A month, a year. What if you left for 2
And
years?
I'm going to show you how to do that. It's right here. It's at high and low. You can kind of take down the decibels to not overpower. I'm kind of looking and comparing them to Denise's here.
Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people?
So typically we want our audio VO to range around -6, -9. And then music underneath, or sound effects. Sound effects are a little different, but music underneath typically hovers around -12. So let's solo this. We're only going to hear this track. And I'm looking down at my levels and it's about 15. You can see where it increases a little bit here. Let's take a listen, okay? So now I have to unsolo. So we'll play everything.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left?
I'm gonna slide over just a hair.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left?
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Everything.
I'm gonna put a cut there. So I went up to the razor tool, I put in a cut edit, and now get off that cut edit. Now I can take this next section and I can move it where I want. And that is a lot of fun too, because I really want to get that, the dip in the music to kind of showcase also the emotion of this piece.
Everything, packed your bags and left.
Ooh, I like
for a
that.
week, a month, a year. What if you left for 2 years? Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy?
We could add another one right here, just another little pause. We've got time to work with. So another thing that I do all the time is when you go in your cuts like this, you click on it and you'll see these little squares in the upper left and upper right corner. Put fades on everything. It will always be a good thing, so you don't cut any, or so you don't have any pops, any last minute breaths. It just always will sound a little smoother. Okay.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy?
So right here for fun, I'm going to just click a keyframe in on that yellow line because that's the audio level. I'm going to boost it up right where there's a pause in her voice, and I'll bring it back down. We'll make sure it's kind of smooth and not too loud, noticeably loud.
A year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going to improve their lives and in the process improved your own? Would that be crazy?
So we have this crescendo,
and in the process improved your own.
Typically,
Would
I
that
do
be
like
crazy?
the music to start
Peace
to
Corps.
gain a
Life
little
is
bit.
calling. How far will you go? To find out more, visit peacecorp.gov. Visit peacecorp.gov.
No, I don't like the way I ended that. It was to the Peace Corps.
Visit peacecorp.gov.
At any rate, I'm not going to go fix that right now for time reasons. Let's go ahead and take this. So I'm going to go all the way to the end, and you'll see these brackets. Bring it all into about 30. Oh, and the timing looks amazing because it's going to start to fade. And then we're going to put the very fade on the bottom right here.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years? Would people think you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go 5,000 miles from home to spend time with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going to improve their lives and in the process improved your own? Would that be crazy? Peace Corps. Life is calling. How far will you go? To find out more, visit peacecorp.gov. Would it?
That's really lovely. I would actually go back in there and maybe cut this up a little bit more and add some sound effects like footsteps or a village, but you could just lowly bring that in there on track 3 and it would sound really, really good and powerful and emotional, and that's what we want, right? So we like this. Another thing though, before I leave you, that's really, really important, I'm going to zoom in again, but sometimes it's hard to get to 30. We usually go over 30. There's a little tool here. If you go up in the right corner again near the fader tool, it will say stretch. You can stretch your tracks 100, 100, 120. So if you go over much 104, 103, it's going to sound a little noticeable. And sometimes you want that, but most of the time you don't. Just take a listen here.
Your own. Would that be crazy? Peace Corps. Life is calling. How far?
So we actually decreased that to, it was like 109%. I'm going to take it back to 100%, but you can make it go really fast.
You were going to improve their lives and in the process improved your own. Would that be crazy?
We're going to take it to 100. Just leave her voice as is. So last thing, here's what I do is I highlight everything. I just click on it, highlight. Remember, when everything is lit up white, that means it is ready to edit. I'm going to go to multi-track, bounce to new track. Selected clips only, and check this out, see what happens. Created a bounce track right here. So what that does is, I'm going to solo it so we won't hear these two. It mixes everything together, and it's kind of like a PDF file. People can't come in and just go in and edit your voice out or, you know, mess around with it afterwards.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month,
And this is where you can take that final look at your
a
levels
year? What if you left for 2
and
years?
make sure they're in the
Would people think
yellow.
you lost your mind? Would it be crazy to go
Around
5,000 miles from
-12
home to
or
spend time
-9?
with people the rest of the world has forgotten? What if you were going to improve their lives and in the process improve
that.
your own? Would that be crazy? Peace Corp. Life is calling. How far will you go? To find out more, visit peacecorp.gov. Would it be crazy?
And it's actually a little over 30, isn't it? So easy enough, we can fade it out. It's got that nice fade. And now we're ready to export it. So click on that, it's already highlighted, File, Export, Multi-Track Mixdown, Selected Clips, and this is where you hit Format, MP3, not WAV, MP3. I can't hear it as a WAV, and I certainly can't hear it as a session file, although I want you to save your session file so we can take a look at it if we need to. All right, now I'm gonna, do I have where I'm saving it? I'm gonna save it in Denise PSA. I hope it's up here. There it is. Now the final thing that I want everybody to do is take a listen to it, because so many times we export it thinking we're done and we listen.
Would it be crazy if you just stopped everything, packed your bags, and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years?
This sounds amazing. So that is the way you do it. The PSA is finished in just a few simple steps. And I actually showed you a few more advanced techniques, but they are definitely things that you'll be able to do right away and should do, because it will make your production so much more interesting. Also, don't be afraid to add sound effects. Don't be afraid to add somebody else's voice if you know you want to have a dialogue, and there's just so many things you can do. It is limitless, and that's why I love audio. So take care. I will see you soon. Ciao.